Hey, hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Now, I want to go back a few months. I want to go back a few months to when this picture first emerged. When this picture first emerged and the news came out that they were going to make Superman's son, Jonathan Kent, bisexual, but we all know in comics it's gay. When the news came out of that, I did a Facebook post. I put up a Facebook post speaking about what this really meant, how this wasn't woke, it was whack. I talked about what this actually was, or nothing more than a cheap ploy by DC Comics to play fast and loose with Superman, to try to set up things to make themselves look good, to blatantly go after a character who had never shown any kind of affinity towards that, other than to do it for purely cheap sales and to be wicked. That's what they did. Now, when I posted that up, I talked about the reasoning why this was not going to work, why it was going to fail miserably. And I got lambasted, attacked online by hundreds of SJW warriors, followers, whatever you want to call them. They called me a bigot, they called me dotish, they called me an ass, they called me every word you could think of under the sun. They attacked my religious beliefs, they attacked me online, they just went nuts. All because I spoke the truth of what this actually was. Now, before we go any further, let me take a look at something here. These are the top 50 comics for December 2021. Right? Let's go through this and see what we have here. Top 50 comic books. We have number 1, Batman, number 118. Batman 2021 annual number 1, that's number 13. Batman Fiestate Omega number 1, that's 15. Dark Knights of Steel number 2, that's 17. Now, Dark Knights of Steel, people will say, oh, that's not really an actual Batman thing that have other people in it, but it's called Dark Knights of Steel. It has Batman in it, even though it's set in a more medieval time where it's a reimagining where the Superman's parents came to Earth with him and they set up kingdoms and one and the other. It have Black Lightning as a king also, and then Superman's father Jor-El got assassinated, and his sister went on a bloody rampage and she killed Black Lightning and a couple others, which was pretty much more impressive than anything that you see in his son of Superman doing these days, but still not enough to get anybody interested in the book. But still, number 18 we have Batgirls. Number 24, Batman One Dark Knight number 1. 25, Batman 89. Joker number 10. Number 33, Batman Catwoman number 9. Number 37, Nightwing 87. 39, Joker 2021 annual. Wonder Woman Historia the Amazons number 1, that's number 40. Robin and Batman number 2, that's 42. Justice League Incarnate number 105, 48. This is a horrible, horrible outing for DC Comics. The only character keeping DC Comics alive and afloat at the moment is Batman. Literally nothing else. You're getting independent comics independent comic producers ranking or higher on a list that was once dominated by Marvel and DC. Now you have some Marvel issues inside of here, but Marvel decline is a whole other thing. DC's only saving grace is Batman. That's the only comic some people buy anymore for DC comic, which is Batman, and those sales are steadily declining as of late. Nobody buys Superman comics anymore. I'm a big Superman fan. I haven't read any Superman comics in a couple of years now. I saw the nonsense that was happening. I stopped. Flash, Aquaman, nothing people are reading anymore. People are reading Batman, and by Batman I mean Bruce Wayne Batman, not Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond, not Batman Future State, where they put a black man as Batman and couldn't stop promoting that and it failed miserably. Bruce Wayne Batman is what people are reading. So, why is this important, you may ask? Well, for one very simple reason. Fans reject woke Superman DC comic sales terrifying. I called it. I knew what it was. I knew what was going to happen. I made very clear things to say what it was. This is the results. Let's look at it. Fans are rejecting the woke Superman in droves, as it's learned DC Comics sales are in the gutter and described as terrifying. More than in the gutter, it done flushed down already. Interestingly enough, the news follows DC Comics' big announcement of the death of the Justice League. I'll do a video on that one also, which is an event that will no doubt increase sales here, right? But similar to comparable events is usually a shot in the arm for short-term gains. YouTuber Comics by Perch points out DC Comics sales data from over 100 comic book stores directly to consumers to December, where DC Comics has only 2 titles in the top 50 that are not Batman-related titles. I just looked at that. Remember, we only saw Wonder Woman and Joker, and we could argue Nightwing and Robin, but all those things tie right back into Batman. The numbers at DC are terrifying, states the title of the YouTuber's video, which is backed by an industry veteran, Ethan Van Shiver, on Twitter. Yeah, even Perch has come around to agreeing with me. Good God, my friends, this is terrible news for the mainstream comic book industry that we all love so much. I wish I could help even more than I have. It's absolutely DC comic fans not buying Superman, Justice League, Wonder Woman. DC Comics actually has only one non-Batman title in the top 40 with a Wonder Woman comic, and the second from DC in December is a Justice League comic that comes in at number 48, but shockingly it's not the main Justice League title. So what that means is fans are only buying Batman titles from DC Comics and basically nothing else. They're not buying Justice League, Wonder Woman, The Flash, etc. What about the woke Superman that recently received all the headlines from the mainstream media? It's a complete disaster. The woke Superman, Son of Kal-El, went from number 6 in November. And keep in mind, this from number 6 in November, a few people, very, very few, because DC don't put out their sales ratings anymore, but a very few people bought this book for the sole purpose that they wanted to own the book that DC used to shoot themselves in the foot with. That's the only reason they bought it. They wanted that book, that's to see that, but the vast majority of people did not buy it. From number 6 in November to not even appearing in the top 50 in December. That's a drop of thousands of readers. what that tells us is that similar to the upcoming Death of Justice League event, it's all hype, and that it's all artificially created, as no fans stuck around to actually continue to buy and read the woke Superman. And the woke fans certainly didn't spend any money. These people have no money. This is what people need to understand. These people will labash you online like they did, like hundreds of them did with me. They will go on Twitter and tweet and like and all this kind of thing, but they will never buy it because, one, they are not fans. Two, they're not real comic book fans who understand, who like these things, who follow it. Three, they just in it for the likes and for the this and to join the woke movement. And four, they have no money. They spend all their time on Twitter tweeting this and liking that, and you have these absolute morons at DC Comics who think that these people who are on Twitter and have a couple hundred followers are somehow their fans. They don't. They're not going to buy it. They're pushing this gay agenda. That is all they're doing. When they attacked me on Facebook, not one of them spoke about the actual book itself. What they were attacking was the fact that I had a problem with them turning Jonathan Kent gay, even though they never said anything like that, and it was a blatant attempt to do it. That is what they attacked. They don't care about the actual book, the story, the context, none of that. Sure, a headline at Entertainment Weekly is cool, but when it comes down to it, nothing becomes of it other than pissing off and pushing away your existing fan base. Something the comic book industry has been doing for years. Look at this. DC Comics thinks Superman's best climate action is protest, not literally his freeze breath. I'm going to blow up this picture. Get a look at it. Look at it. You are the Man of Steel. You are literally the Man of Steel. You understand me? Well, Jonathan Kent, because they wanted to get rid of Superman for a while now, replace it with this. And rather than you use your powers to stop climate change, to help it somehow, you protesting out there with your pink-haired boyfriend. Pink-haired K-pop boyfriend, who apparently has some ability to make him intangible so nobody can capture him, so they can't even use it as a decent storyline. And they have gay Aquaman over here, you understand me? And this just goes to show these people know nothing about, who writing comics know nothing about what they're doing there. And the next one, there's no planet B. So what about Crisis on Infinite Earths? What about Flashpoint? This is what you have Superman doing, killing anything that could have been good about this book. And what else do we have? Rather than trying to say, let's make something decent for anything. No, they're pushing this agenda. We have Tim Drake, who was having this existential crisis about meeting up some boy and hoping he could look good and all kind of thing, and that was the only thing that focused on. They have Jonathan Kent, they have Aquaman. The only thing you have remaining, you put in Nubia, who's some transgender Amazon. So that continues in even making sense. I mean, I am sick and tired of them taking these characters, not even attempting to build them up. And all they're saying is, okay, because you gay, because you bisexual, because you transgender, that's supposed to make you interesting. And these characters are completely and utterly baseless. They have no depth to them. They have no life to them. Nothing. They're just shallow, empty, I can't even call them people, that's empty vessels that they use to push an agenda that doesn't make any sense. They have no substance whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. And this is why you end up in this situation where fans reject woke Superman, DC Comics sales terrified, because your comics are shit. You're not making anything people want to watch anymore. You don't care about a storyline at all. All you care about is pushing an agenda and saying to yourself, okay, we tick this box, that should make it good enough. No. You had so much potential you could have done with Jonathan Kent as a character. You could have had him be his own Superman, go through his own trials. He didn't even have to continue on as Superman. He could have developed an entirely different persona, have a few different abilities, and something you could have built on. No, you decided to leave that, all of that, and just decided to swap him in as Superman, game up and figure, okay, that's going to make it good. Because everybody wants to see Superman, his pink-haired boyfriend, gay Aquaman, and whoever the hell else these people are. God forbid that you fight climate change with your incredible superhuman powers. No, the better thing to do is go out and protest. That go fix the planet. You're not even attempting to tell a story. You're going to beat people over the head with your agenda, because these people who work at DC, Marvel, are not writers. They're not comic book artists. They're not. I'll just stick to DC right now, but they're not comic book writers. So everybody connected with it, just leaving. All these people are activists pushing an agenda. That's all they're doing. They don't care whether you buy them books or they certainly don't care about you. They just figure that you're lemmings and you're going to run to them after they put this up. I mean, this DC Comics is in complete and utter failure mode. It's dead and buried. And they want to do this death of the Justice League, which is basically a pathetic, ridiculous, foolish move to try and drum up some sales that nobody wants. I will, as I said before, I'll do a video on that also, but this is what it is. For December, only 2 titles other than Batman. Batman is the only thing keeping DC Comics afloat right now, and they're trying to get rid of that to continuously kill off the entire fan base. So my question now is, all the people who attacked me online and all these things, where are you now? What do you have to say? This is what is being reported. Fans reject woke Superman. They don't want this. Nobody wants this nonsense. Absolutely nobody wants this crap. And you're figuring that if you just keep pushing it, people are somehow going to come around to your side. No. It's pathetic, it's ridiculous, it's embarrassing. I called it like I saw it. It is nothing more than a blatant attempt to do shit with something that could have been better, but you didn't. You ruined Jonathan Kent as a hero, as a character, and you're continuing to push it and make it worse. DC Comics is done. You're an embarrassment to yourselves, and this is what you have remaining for it. This is what you have to show for it. Fans are rejecting your sales in the toilet, and you're still going. Because why? You don't care. As usual, people, if you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. Let me know in the comments what you think about DC's decline, or as it's called now, dead comics, and how they failed with woke Superman. Hopefully somebody will come along and completely obliterate DC and just bring us back good comics. But for now, let me know what you all think, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.